So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Johnny Cash.
And you could have it all. My empire.
So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now then, yeah, today we're going to be talking about Johnny Cash. Now then, Johnny Cash is of course one of the most influential, most popular, most inspirational musicians that has ever come out of music. You know, the guy has so many records, so many great songs. You could really sit here for hours upon hours diving into this artist because he most probably has the largest career, the most interesting career. However, for this video though, I am only going to talk about the end of his career. I'm going to be talking about his last 6 albums, which are all called the American Recordings? Yeah, American Recordings. So his last 6 albums were all these kind of very slow, Johnny just on the acoustic albums. A lot of covers, but they're very interesting albums, and I've just recently fallen in love with them. So we're going to be taking a look at all 6 of those albums here that I have on vinyl. Before we get started though, I just want to say I apologise again. It's been about a week since I've done a video, and again, I'm normally a bit better than that. Still settling into my new job, so there's that. Also, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone, because I hit 2,500 subscribers. I mean, that's fantastic. I know I said I was going to do a Q&A at 2,500, but at the minute, I really do want to do it, guys, but I just generally don't think I'll have the time at the minute to answer all the questions. But I'll come up with something cool, maybe a cool video or something. I've got a lot of people asking me to do my entire record collection, which will be a very long video, but maybe I could do that to celebrate 2,500 subscribers. But anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to say thank you, guys, because honestly, it means the world to me. Never thought I'd get this far. I say that every time I reach a milestone, and it's very true. I honestly did not think I'd get past 500 subscribers. But yeah, here we are, and it's incredible, and you guys are just the best. But anyway, let's have a look at the actual topic of the video now. Let's get started. So, we're going to start off with the first of the American Recordings, which was released in 1994. And this one was just titled American Recordings. I didn't know if this album was meant to be a one-off. But anyway, the next album was called American Recordings 2, and then the actual title of the album. But anyway, here it is. Now, it's a very popular album, this one. A very famous one. Probably the most popular of the 6 albums. Maybe second. The 4th one is very well regarded, actually. But yeah, this is the first one. And it's great. I love the cover. There. So he's actually leaning on his guitar case. You can't see it very well. And then you've got his dogs here. This vinyl is a reissue on Back to Black. Fantastic record label. Spot on the sounding. And this album has a lot of tracks. I'm just going to hold this up here for you guys to have a look at the tracks, because I'm not going to go over all of them. But there's a lot of cool stuff on here. I'd say the best one's on here. Bird on a Wire. I love that song. I love the Joe Bonamassa version of it. But this is a great version. And I really like The Beast in Me. That's a really good song. But yeah, it's great. It's a great album. It's a great starting point. Johnny's voice is on point on this album, because the further you go into these albums, the more his voice starts to go with age. But it's great. It's one of the most. It's probably second most well produced album here. Say the second album is a bit better produced, thinking about it. But it's a really good album. Honestly, if you haven't checked it out, you got to check this album out, because it's really good. And it's it's the start of a great, saga of albums. And here is the second one, of course, and this is called Unchained. So this is American Recordings 2 Unchained. Again, I love the cover again. It kind of plays off the first one with the guitar case again. Really cool. And this album's really interesting because it was produced, and then of course, it was produced by Rick Rubin, but Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers played on this album with him. And they were very heavily involved, and I'm a big Tom Petty fan and the Heartbreakers fan. So it's very cool that they're on this album as well. And I believe he covers Southern accents here. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers 1980, I want to say 6 album. 1986, might be 85, something like that. So, yeah, but I love that song, and Johnny does a great cover. Not quite as good as the original, but I really like it. There's a lot of other good stuff on here. The title track is really good, actually, probably. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff on here. Again, a Back to Black pressing. Really cool. With all these albums as well, you get a download code. So if you buy these Back to Black pressings, you can just download them on your phone, which is exactly what I do. So I can play them anywhere. I mean, I always play the vinyl. I get them, and I play them straight away. But then if I want to hear them when I'm out and about, I'll obviously put a download on. You can't take a vinyl out and about with you. But anyway, it's a great album, that one. Best produced album, I'd say. Very well done. And then the third one up is called Solitary Man. It is, you can see him here backstage. Concert, ready to go out. I love that photo. It's so cool. And this album here, again, really good. You've got Johnny Cash here doing some memories, he calls it. Nice little bit here, and he's got his little sig at the bottom there. It's quite cool, interesting to hear the process of this album being made and whatnot. A lot of good tracks on here. I actually didn't show you the tracks of the last album, so let me hold the last track listings up again quickly for you all. And now here is this one. So as you can see, it does start off with another Tom Petty and a Heart. Oh no, just Tom Petty this one, sorry. Tom Petty cover. I Won't Back Down. Again, great track. I love the original. Solitary Man, of course. That Lucky Old Sun is on here. That's a really good song. The Mercy Seat, I really like that one. Field of Diamonds. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on this album as well. It's one of the ones I'm least interested in. I don't want to say weaker because these albums all play off each other so well. But I really do like this album. It's really good. And again, still going to recommend it. I like all 6 of these albums. They're fantastic. But of course, the 4th one is the one to get. The 4th one is the masterpiece. This is the first album I got, and I'm going to be honest with you, I hate it when people say this about artists I really like, I found this artist through their song being played in a film. I was just recently watching on YouTube the anthology version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, because they got a great music video for it on Vivo. And I was watching that, and a lot of comments were people saying that they found this song through the film Kubo and the Five Strings, the recent animated film from 2016. It's like, oh, come on, guys. Everyone should know that song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And I'm going to be honest, I got introduced to these 6 albums from Johnny Cash through the film trailer to the magnificent film Logan, the last Wolverine film. They played the song Hurts, the 9 Inch Nails cover that Johnny Cash done, in the trailer. And the trailer was fantastic and the film was fantastic. I'm just going to throw that out there quickly about Logan. Great film. But I was like, wow, this song is great. I love it. The emotion, the vocals. Who did this? And I was shocked to find out it was Johnny Cash, because I have some other Johnny Cash records up here, some older ones. And I was like, wow, I did not think that would be Johnny Cash. So that's how I got it, and I said, I'm going to buy that on vinyl, whatever album that's from. And this is the album that Hurts on. The 4th album, which is called The Man Comes Around. But the whole album is fantastic. The opening track, The Man Comes Around, is also in Logan. It's used at the end of the film when the credits are rolling. But I love that song, it's fantastic. Hurt, the 9 Inch Nails cover. It's a beautiful song, and I absolutely love the music video to it. Give My Love to Rose, nice little old fuddy-duddy. Bridge Over Troubled Water. I'm not a big Simon and Garfunkel fan, and I'm not a fan of them solo either. I'm just not big on them. So I made this statement when I showed this in a vinyl update, and I had a few people go, really? But I'm sticking by it. I prefer that Johnny Cash's version of Bridge Over Troubled Water to Simon & Garfunkel. The vocals are just, I mean, they're not better because, he's very sick at this point. But they've got more energy in them still, I think. And then what other songs can we talk about? He does a Beatles cover, In My Life. I'm not going to say that's better than the original because I'd be lying. You know, the Beatles kind of stand on their own podium. But he does a great job, great cover. And yeah, you know, We'll Meet Again. That's a nice way to end the album because this was his last album that he saw alive released. It's very sad. But anyway, it's a beautiful album. I absolutely adore this record. It's fantastic. This is the only one that's split onto 2 vinyl as well, so it's really nice. It's getting a little bit hard to find this one as well. This one, I think this is the only one I had trouble finding. Yeah, this one and the last album, but the last album, we'll talk about that one in a minute. This one and the last album got a little bit funny to find. They're not super hard to get. I think I ended up paying, because all of the others are on Amazon, cheap as chips, £10 to £20. This one here was like £30 to £40 if I remember correctly, but I had to have it because this was the first one I got as well. But yeah, very, very awesome album. Double vinyl as well, Back to Black again. So yeah, I love this album. I absolutely love it. The next one up, of course, the first one that was released after he unfortunately passed away, which was very sad. He passed away in 2002, I believe, just after this album was released. And then this one here came out in 2006. And this album is called 100 Highways. Yeah, I don't like the cover as much of this one. I really like the cover on all of them. The cover on this one is not quite as cool. Again, I've just realised I've got to show the track listing on this one. So I'm going to quickly run back here. They're along the bottom here. It's not quite as easy to read, but there's the track listing. I'll quickly show you this one as well while we're here. But yeah, as I say, I'm not a huge fan of this cover. He looks really old and sick here, unfortunately, and it's not. I mean, even this one that came out just before he died, he kind of looks pretty badass there on the cover. So yeah, but anyway, this album here, I like God's Gonna Cut You Down. Further On Up the Road is fantastic. It's not the blues song which everyone knows, Further On Up the Road, which of course Eric Clapton has covered many times, and other big blues artists like B.B. King and Joe Bonamassa have covered. It's not that song. It's a different Further On Up the Road, but it's great. Best song on here. I love it. I Came to Believe is a good song. Love's Been Good to Me. I like that one. So yeah, it's a really good album again though. Love it. Honestly, it's just fantastic, and it's interesting because he recorded these. Why he didn't want to get these out quicker, because the first album came out in '94, was it? I believe I said, and here we are in 2006. So he took his time to get them out. But anyway, the last one, which some people don't like for some reason. I was reading reviews on Amazon, and I don't know whether it's because of the recording. The production on it obviously isn't quite as good. But I love this album again. This is Johnny Cash's the 5th album, and this one here is called Ain't No Grave. And that is the opening track, and it is amazing. And people might know that song from the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean 5 Dead Men Tell No Tales trailer. They kind of copied Logan, because Logan was such a success with the Johnny Cash Hurt song. Disney were like, oh, we gotta steal that, so we're going to put it in our new Pirates of the Caribbean trailer. So this song was also in a pretty big trailer this year. But yeah, the track listing actually isn't on the back, but I've got this picture here. Let's open up and have a look at the tracks. I can't remember them off the top of my head. It'll be on the inner sleeve. All of these have inner sleeves as well, which is really nice. Here's the tracks. Pull them up. And you got all the information down the bottom here, but yeah, so the tracks on here, I mean, the others that I liked on here were Satisfied Mind, that was good. And Cool Water was pretty good. But yeah, and I'll show you the record label for this one, because again, they're all the same. And they're a nice little set, actually, very consistent. A lot of dead wax on this one for some reason. They're not all like that. But yeah, you'll notice on this one as well, probably, that this isn't a Back to Black pressing. Of course, all of these are reissues, but this is actually an original from 2010, I believe this album came out. 2010, yes, and it's an American pressing. Has the cool hype sticker on there, which is nice. And the previous owner kept it in the shrink, which was cool. But yeah, this album's got quite hard to find in the UK for some reason. I presume it hasn't been reissued on Back to Black, but I could be wrong. So I ordered this in from America because it was so much cheaper out there. But yeah, you know, again, I really like this album. I like them all. They're all great. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, make sure you pick these albums up. They're great. Honestly, I'll say this to you. This is more like a classic Johnny Cash album. If you like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, you'll probably like the feel to this one. And then I'm going to have to say the best one, though, for me. Pick up The Man Comes Around. Just pick it up on CD. It's cheap. Just give it a try. It's a great record, honestly. Fantastic. Fantastic record. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a message, and see you guys next time for another video.